Is illegal immigration burden to South Africa health system? Yes, illegal immigration is perceived to be negatively impacting South Africa's healthcare facilities. Concerns include overcrowding, resource strain, and potential discrimination against both citizens and documented migrants. Yes, illegal immigration is perceived to be negatively impacting South Africa's healthcare facilities. Concerns include overcrowding, resource strain, and potential discrimination against both citizens, and documented the influx of undocumented immigrants can exacerbate existing challenges in healthcare, especially in areas with limited resources and infrastructure. Stay with us as we share clips and videos of how illegal immigrants get treated in South Africa. South African are not against any immigrants, but illegal immigrants are they right? Stay tuned.
Conversation with my counterpart, this South African Public Protector, Advocate Galeka, it was to show our mutual interest in having our countries beneficially resolve the issue of the conflicts that are arising when Zimbabwean nationals approach South African hospitals to seek services. This conversation is actually not a new conversation. In September 2024, the South African Public Protector, Advocate Galeka, very graciously hosted my commission, because the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission has a dual mandate. It is the National Human Rights Institution. It is also the Public Protector Institute. So she graciously hosted us for a benchmarking and learning visit, because we came to learn how the South African Public Protector conducts its mandate and overcomes difficulties that it encounters, so that we can also grow and improve our function. And in that visit, Advocate Galeka and myself had a conversation that started about that problem that's in the media a lot, about Zimbabweans seeking help. And we agreed that we want to come together and devise ways of coming up with lasting solutions, like what I can call a root cause approach, to ensure that Zimbabweans, like all human beings, and all as South Africans who are in South Africa, also enjoy their rights freely, because there should not be conflict around this. And we've just finished a round of the public, the learning visits, because we started with South Africa, then we went to Kenya and Uganda. So we have just synthesized the outcome of the visits, and so it is now time for us to resume that collaboration, because it was a very good engagement where we are in agreement that we need to see if we can find each other. So what we now need to do is to conclude that. But the good thing is that we agreed that for the benefits of our countries and for the nationals of our countries, it's not it's not a problem that cannot be resolved, but that is Southern African states, we are neighbors, and we are Africans, all of us. We can find lasting solutions to de-escalate this very unfortunate and needless and avoidable issue where human beings across required to have their dignity and their rights respected, but also right round, because human rights are, they impact the rights of others.
Batswadi re mo phahameng silla re fitlhile mo phahameng line SUC line re ba tlisitse magabi ne le ba botseng di-tenant tsa lena gore le ko phahameng sa swa.
South Africans blocking foreign nationals from accessing healthcare, and specifically undocumented foreign nationals. The South African government has come out to say that this is unlawful. From the Basotho government, what's your take on this? And again, is there a way to remedy this?
I don't understand. Blocking them from accessing what?
Blocking them from accessing healthcare. So they're blocking them from going to hospitals, blocking them from going to clinics, because they say that the priority should be on South Africans, and the healthcare system is being burdened by undocumented foreign nationals.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. I think this is something that the South African government has to pronounce itself clearly on, because though Basotho in big numbers would go to South Africa to access medical health care, all of that was paid for. It's not for free. It was paid for. The government of Lesotho used to pay for its patients, where it was for referrals like that. and individuals also go there to pay. So I think it's something that the government will have to clarify, so that we also, as the government in Lesotho, know how to act and what to do. It is still not clear how the government of South Africa is going to do it, but it has been discussed in different forums that South African government is getting ready to now shape its healthcare system in such a way that foreign countries might not be able to access the healthcare in South Africa easily. But I think we will wait for clarity on that, and then we will act accordingly.
Yeah, did that dispensation stop, the one where the Lesotho government would be paying for Basotho who are accessing healthcare in South Africa?
I wouldn't know. I haven't heard anything about it stopping, because I would know. I think I would know. I haven't heard anything about it stopping. So I suppose it is still continuing, that we still have patients who cross the border every week to go for checkups in South Africa, in Bloemfontein, in Lady Brenton.
I want the whole Africa and the whole world to hear this. If we are here, it's not because we want to live in this street here. No one in this world would prefer to stay in the street with his family. Do you understand? We ran away from our country because of the crisis. And that crisis is this international communities, they are causing it. And all of you, we are aware of that. They are using Rwanda. They are using Rwanda to attack our eastern part of the country, so that we must not be stable. We must be running here and there to other countries.
And what do you want the South African government to do about that?
All we want to do, the UNHCR agency, they have the rights to protect the refugees. Is this how they protect refugees? And the UN, they're there in DRC. They call it MONUSCO. They've been there for more than 25 years. Still, there was no solution for that problem. Meaning it's the politics that they're using so that they can continue to loot those mineral resources because of the envy. The whole world, they're envying our mineral resources. No country in this world has mineral resources like DRC. No one. If anyone is here to contradict me, say it openly in front of the camera. DRC is the richest country in the whole world in terms of mineral resources.
How do you feel that they took your baby?
I'm not happy at all. We have the right as human beings. They are coming to arrest us. For what reason? They say you have two options. Either you go to Lindela or you go to Konsimapur. What did we do to deserve to go to Konsimapur? I think I prefer to go to Konsimapur. I'm gonna serve that sentence that I did not, for that crime that I did not commit. Let my family go to Lindela. I am going to Konsimapur and I will stay. They took my babies. Their father will take care of them. I'm gonna go to Konsimapur.
Why are you willing to go to Konsimapur?
I am going there because I don't have any choice. You know, I've been in Lindela. I've been in Lindela for 3 years. My child almost died there. And now, the only solution the South African government and the UNHCR they have for us is to take us to Lindela again.
How long have you been in South Africa?
More than 21 years I'm here in South Africa.
How did you arrive in South Africa?
I came in South Africa. I came from my country, I ran to South Africa. And that was a long time ago. You understand? So, I served this country. I worked in this country. Everything that I made in this country have been looted by the citizens of this country. Right now, more than 20 years, I have nothing.
Before you landed on the pavements of the UN offices here in Brooklyn, where were you staying before that?
We were in bedrooms in Johannesburg. And we were attacked. Do you understand? We were attacked. They took everything from us. Do you understand? So every time they were attacking us, every time it was xenophobia. And the South African government, they do nothing about it. Those people who are killing, doing those xenophobic attacks, we didn't even hear that any one of them went to prison. None of them went to prison. So it's been like this is what is going on and on and on. So is this how the South African government they're going to continue to do? Is this how the South African government they're going to continue to treat refugees in this country?
They're saying you are obviously at ease to integrate or reintegrate into the South African communities. Are you willing to perhaps consider that option to go into another community?
Listen, as we've told you before, every time we move to a different community, there is something that happens, and the government is doing nothing about it. These police that you see here, they don't even come to arrest those people. But here they are coming to take innocent people. The victims, now they have to be arrested. And those criminals are still out today. Even if I move to another community, it's still going to be the same story. We ask you, we ask UNHCR, the agents of refugees, that they have the mandate to protect the refugees. If they cannot take good care of us here, they can take us. There are many camps around. There is Botswana, there is Namibia. They can take us to any other country in the camp. But why didn't they do that?
The UN says they do not have the authority, they do not have the legal muscle to resettle you.
Let me tell you the truth now. Do you know why they don't? The South African government, they don't want to let the refugees go. This is business. This is business. It's purely business, because each and every head of refugee, they pay money, come from Geneva. And these refugees in South Africa, they don't pay them. They don't pay them. They don't.
How many children do you have?
I have 4 children.
Are they all here?
They're all here. They're all here. And the children, they're crying, they don't want to go to Lindela. So how can you give people 2 options? Either Lindela or they must go to Kosmapur. Why? Is that right? Is that right? I think this thing must stop now. This African continent, this is the time for Africa to wake up and face the reality. We cannot stand here as Africans to see this international community killing Africa. All this because of these riches that are in DRC. That's why we are here. Do you understand? It's because of the riches in DRC.
So if
DRC was not rich, I am telling you, if DRC was not rich, we were not going to be here. Because of the mineral resources that we have in our country. That's why we are here.
They took your baby already.
They took my baby's fine. And this is the human right that you have in South Africa? Is this what you call human right in South Africa? And the children are going, they're crying. They're crying. Is this what you call human right?
How many kids of yours did they take away?
They took 4 of them.
The youngest?
The youngest.
Are you not concerned that your children are now off to Lindela without you?
You know what? Let me tell you one thing. If somebody is already dead, if you are already dead, can you be scared to go?
We never hit anyone. We never even tried to hit anyone. Hence, the CEO came here, the guys from Department of Health, and we told them the same story, that what we are doing here, we are implementing Immigration Act 13 of 2002, Section 17. Yes. Right? You, as law enforcers, actually, right now, if I was a person of authority, I would actually instruct you to implement Section 37 to check the legality of these people here, and then you deport them. Yeah. Right now, if I was a law enforcer, you are going to enforce Section 37 of this country.
To an answer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So I'll feed it and then.
Yes, give it okay. What's your name? Yeah.
Mara, okay, Mara, again, totally can understand. Mara, not to kill on the coring, the threat, and I listen. I understand. Ukata move, I could allow to get to then I achieve the blame, I could allow something. Achieve the blame, Markello.
Let SA government. Why because the reason why we have got the border authority management is for a reason. The reason why we've got people that are expected to do their job there at the border, it's for a reason. They are getting paid for protect. These people must not come here. So they come here and then the next thing little blame when from the border. So Rona right government. mo rona mo community tsa rona.
So gona ena na go jwetsa gona our duties go make sure re prevent until before e tsagala. Because a ke ga tjho no o ka etsala something it tlo khutla wena.
But
So to prevent that such thing, you can keep a distance le me. Now I'm not understand. As much as I would say you can just allow maybe 2 people to stand here. I o re ka fela lona le me.
Okay, it's fine. We can work on that. But also, this thing again, because we crime stats said 60%. Yeah. But why longer the community crime in 60% foreigners. It was Zimbabweans on top of the list. Balateleki Mozambicans and Nigerians. Lona as law enforcement officials that are being paid by the taxpayer South Africans. Listen to
protect the very same
illegal
people.
immigrants. The resources are rona ha re le visa le ralna di van. Le santse le mathise ma Nigeria le bo Zimbabweans. Are we doing the same things in their country? No, we're not. So hona no re batla ke government lona ba le romela mo re kopa le re oversight to confirm or we are not hitting everyone. Mara re kopa le berekisane le rona we want government SA government to come here to tell us why are these people here. Lona ba le tsomozo lona ha ba letse oversight le jwanong le re shebe are we hitting these people or we are enforcing the law in the absence of government, because hona no re ka se ke ba le ba ditsimo go bontsha or government is not working. Here they are. And then
hate illegal immigration. You hate black people. If this was really about illegal immigration, you'd be angry with the illegal immigrants from Holland who arrived in this country uninvited, stayed without our permission, and stole our land. You say it's not the same because we didn't have immigration laws back then. But you also claim South Africa has always had borders. Explain how a country can have borders without laws. If there were no laws, then there were no borders. And if there were no borders, then no black person is illegal on African soil. So what are you actually protecting? You're protecting imaginary lines that were drawn up by colonizers who didn't even recognize you as a human being. And now you're using their maps to decide who belongs in this country. They stole the land, wrote their own laws, and what did South Africans do after apartheid? We let them stay. We rewarded them with citizenship. Nobody got deported back to Holland. So why is it that when we suggest documenting black immigrants, suddenly it's a problem? When Malema says, document these people, you say, we can't reward criminal behavior. But we already did that. We already rewarded the biggest criminals in this country's history. White people came here illegally and got rewarded with farms, beachfront properties, and generational wealth. After apartheid, no land was expropriated. We let them keep it. Nobody went to jail. You gave white illegal immigrants land. And all we want to do is give black illegal immigrants documents, which are just pieces of paper, by the way. But even that is unacceptable. This country worships whiteness. If a Nigerian did what Jan van Riebeeck and his friends did, you guys would start a war. But when white foreigners steal from you, you forgive and forget because deep down you're scared. So now you act tough by bullying people with less power than you. You think harassing black foreigners makes you patriotic? Well, it doesn't. It just makes you look like a coward with selective outrage. Bullied by white people and too scared to fight back. So now you flex your muscles on poor black immigrants because they're the only people you can win a fight against. You're angry with undocumented black immigrants, but you're okay living alongside the descendants of Dutch settlers who came here illegally and stole everything from you. You say we can't tolerate disrespect from foreigners. You mean the same disrespect you've been tolerating from white settlers for generations. What a
it belongs to South Africans. Privileges South Africans in Lingamahar. All the services, all the nurses, all the resources belong to South Africans. If you know yourself, what it is, you are not South African, please get out of the line, move out of the line. Section 17 of 2002, Law Act 13, Immigrants Act, South Africa, all foreigners should seek medical help from private clinics and private hospitals. Whoever has a problem can go and consult with the police or consult with the Home Affairs there at NAFCOC. If you know yourself that you are not South African, Please don't even dare, don't try us. Move out of the line.
Health system is utilized by 86% of South Africa's population. Throw in a mix of our neighboring countries. And honorable members, if we do nothing about this situation, I can assure you the scenes you see on TV of pregnant women sleeping on floors and on chairs will be the order of the day, unfortunately. That problem, which people believe is just a problem of management, is a problem of overcrowding, and we are going to end in the situation which ESCOM found itself in today. Our hospital infrastructure is leading to that.
We are facing a national health governance crisis, corruption, denialism, and collapsing accountability. KwaZulu-Natal, 1.15 billion in unauthorized expenditure. Mpumalanga, 1.47 billion flagged as suspected fraud. What are we going to do about this?
Our colored communities in South Africa has been excluded from proper healthcare services for decades. Our people wait in queues for hours just to be turned away without receiving any help.
No amount of budgeting can keep up with the effects of illegal immigrants in our country. We can't have an illegal immigrant being discharged from a health facility and they just walk outside the gate. Magate discharge Venin to Lindela and back home.
The present system covers 72% of the white population, but 10% of the black population only. And you expect us to keep quiet? Man, we can't. 51% of healthcare expenditure in this country goes to private health to support 14% of the population. All of you here, you are getting heavy subsidies from this government. Money that should be going to poor people is coming to take care of you and your families. But you don't see anything wrong.
Of the cabinet members now, I'm sure all of you as you're standing here, you have medical aids. If you were to get sick now, straight away you'll be taken to the hospital. But it's been 6 months. There is a man like you, Premier, who have a family, who have a wife, who have kids, who have responsibility, who got sick in January and there was no doctor in the hospital to check care of you. How many of the family leaders have passed on in the past 6 months? Because
Well, we continue with this discussion around foreign nationals accessing healthcare. This is after we saw march and various activists in Durban as well as in Rosettenville here in Gauteng marching to healthcare facilities, raising the issue of giving access to healthcare to illegal immigrants. And we get the response now from the Health Department spokesperson, Foster Mohale, who joins us via video link. Mr. Mohale, good evening to you. Again, I need to say that this is such an emotive discussion and it gets South Africans, you know, quite the reaction from South Africans. But you listen to what Jacinta had to say, and she really is digging in her heels, that the government is failing, that communities know that our health systems are buckling under the pressure, but they need to share these resources and someone needs to take accountability. What do you say to that?
Good evening to you, Naledi, and good evening to your viewers at home, and thanks for this opportunity. Look, there's no doubt that the issue of illegal immigrant is straining the little budget that we have as a country, but unfortunately, the laws of the country, we can't change the laws of the country to suit a certain narrative or intentions of groupings or individuals who are against this brothers and sisters from other countries. But also as the Department of Health, we have noted all the marches and the protests by different organizations and groups who visit our health facilities, especially in Gauteng and KZN, preventing the healthcare users, demanding to see their form of identity before they can allow them, which is against the law, which is illegal. But secondly, as the department also, we condemn the actions by those who come into our country illegally for the sole purpose of accessing our healthcare facility, especially in public facility, as you know that the majority of citizens, they rely on the public health facilities.
I want to get into this interpretation of the law because it's certainly the Constitution, because Jacinta and I, disagreeing, I suppose, on what we're both putting forward. And I mentioned Section 27 of the Constitution. Everyone has the right to access to healthcare services, including reproductive healthcare. This is according to the South African human rights. It then says the provision includes refugees and asylum seekers, documented and undocumented migrants, and stateless persons. Now, she argues that no, the Constitution says access to everyone, but it should not include undocumented migrants. What do you say to that?
Yeah, look, apart from the supreme law of the country, which is the Constitution, and in fact, it says the provision of health care to all individuals in the country, regardless of their immigration status. But also, there's another piece of legislation called the Refugee Act, which says everyone, including the refugees and asylum seekers, have got the right to access health services, and also no one can prohibit them. Then there's another piece of legislation called Immigration Act, which says while the health facilities are permitted to inquire about the legal status, they should not hinder the provision of health service. So we say, look, we understand the concerns by those who argue that there are a lot of illegal immigrants in the country who are accessing our health facilities, but we say they need to do the right thing. The right thing is to say, if you know, Naledi, that Foster and anyone around your area is illegally in the country, the best thing that you can do is to notify the law enforcement agencies or immigration officers of either Border Management Authority under the leadership of Dr. Michael Masiapato, or the SAPS to arrest those and deport them instead of taking the law into your own hands. You cannot try to correct crime with the criminal activities. Of course, anyone who's in the country illegally, they committed a crime, but you can't correct a crime with another illegal activity. So you'll end up being in jail and will deport the one that you're against, then will also be in jail. But secondly, this happens at the time when we are likely to experience the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant and the outbreak of other infectious diseases like measles. So you never know among the healthcare users who is the carrier of these infectious diseases, and this will defeat the efforts of a government to prevent further spread of infectious diseases.
Okay, just lastly though, I mean, at some point though, we do need to have the discussion around the pressure that is being put on our healthcare facilities. We at this point may not even have a full grasp on just how many illegal foreign nationals we have in a certain community that are putting pressure on our healthcare facilities. The argument being put on the table, though, surely an important one.
Yeah, no, definitely there's no argument that a number of health facilities, especially facilities from provinces or districts which are bordering with the neighboring countries, like, for example, Musina, which is bordering with Zimbabwe, and Mangusi, which bordering with Mozambique on the KZN part, and other parts of Mpumalanga, which bordering Swaziland and Mozambique. So those facilities, and Lesotho and Western Free State. So those facilities, of course, they experience a lot of foreign nationals who come to the country to access the healthcare service. But look, we condemn that, but we say let's follow the right channels. So let's raise our concerns through the illegal means instead of taking the law into our own hands, because here we've got the supreme law of the country, which is the Constitution, supported by other pieces of legislation with regards to access to healthcare service in the country. Yes, we understand the concerns, but we say let's raise this issue. I know one of the organizations also is proposing the amendment of the law. Look, it's one of the most progressive proposals in order to address some of these issues. So, and we welcome that.
Okay. So that being a discussion for the future, amendments, legislative amendments. We're gonna leave it there. But thank you so much for speaking to us. Of course, Mr. Foster Mahale is the spokesperson for the Department of Health. We've got some WhatsApps from our viewers on this discussion as well. Let's put those up on the screen and see what some of our viewers have had to say on this one. Pregi Naidu says the foreigner are overrunning the hospital. The South African Health Department has a budget for South African citizens. Our South Africans must have first preference in getting health services. Reggie, thank you so much for that. Skalo says, I agree wholeheartedly with Jacinta. My work allows me to travel to most African countries and they will not let you into their country without medical insurance. South Africans first. Skalo sends that message. Thank you so much. Max in Johannesburg says, good evening, lady. I think for someone to be illegal, it's because of the government failing to document them. So what we are doing today to our fellow Africans must come back to us in future because God is watching. Thank you. Max, appreciate it. And Lawrence Vanda says, good evening, lady. We all have the right to life. Lawrence, thank you so much for your contributions as well. You're still watching Newsfeed PM. The late edition got your headlines at the top of the hour.
Dudula is playing with your life. Chasing away undocumented immigrants from our hospitals and clinics is going to backfire very badly. Operation Dudula is manufacturing South Africa's next pandemic, and nobody is stopping them. You don't have to be a genius to see where this is going. When you block people from getting treated for infectious diseases such as TB, HIV, or COVID, these diseases will spread in your community. These people are not going to leave the country just because you prevented them from accessing our hospitals. They will stay, and a lot of them live right next door to you. So when they get sick from a new disease, guess who's going to catch it next? Our townships are going to become breeding grounds for diseases which are resistant to antibiotics. These are illnesses we won't be able to treat with regular medication. The township will be filled with sick, untreated people with contagious diseases. Operation Dudula is going to turn the most densely populated places in South Africa into biohazards. The next deadly disease is not going to come from China. It's going to come from Soweto, Deep Sloot, or Tembisa. Because some of you thought that kicking out sick people from our hospitals was a smart idea. This is not xenophobia anymore. What Operation Dudula is doing should be classified as biological terrorism. So when the next outbreak begins, don't act confused. Don't look for someone to scapegoat. Just look in the mirror and say, thank you, Dudula. You gave us this disease. You wanted to see undocumented immigrants suffer? Well, congratulations. Now we're all going to suffer. And I hope it all...
Because PEPFAR has been removed. Because PEPFAR has been removed, there's now 17% of the money is gone. I want to ask the president of this country, can we immediately stop to give illegal foreigners any medical help? They should be banned from all our hospitals. They must go to their countries who has a good relationship with America. And I want to say to the Americans, they can say what? In 2000, when people were dying, George Bush gave money and he assisted. Some of us, we don't forget the persons. We have gratitude. I want to say, not everybody hates America. We don't hate America. And not everybody here is saying America should go to hell. Some of us are saying, stop listening to racists giving you wrong information, but let's get together, let us talk, let President Ramaphosa sit with President Trump in a room, and they worked out a deal. Illegal foreigners must be banned from all our hospitals, starting from today.
Everyone must have access, to things, to the healthcare. You must have access, guys. If a person is sick and is in the country, you treat that person, and then you can check and tell me the person has come in the country, he's got papers and all of that. But you can't deny, you can't deny healthcare to individuals. When I said that I wanted to apply my mind, is that I wanted to go and establish the facts in that clinic. How many people, how many foreigners are coming in there, establish the facts, and then get a comment from the people that are they feeling overwhelmed now? Because to just hear from the sound bites is what is happening. That's why I'm saying applying my mind is to go there, assess it and all of that. But remember, we are also a signatory as South Africa to the SADC. There's a SADC treaty that we must abide to, that we must have, rights of individuals coming outside and also access to health. If you're being going, what are you going to do? Were you going to deny a person? The person is dying. Think about it. Humanity. I'm coming from the EFF. You believe on what? On humanity. It's humanity part. Humanity part. I've heard some of you say that if you find this person sick, you're going to switch off the machine. Come on. It's wrong. The person is a human. He's not from South Africa. It might be from Nigeria, it might be from anywhere there. But that person is still, it's a human being. Let's isolate it. Give them the help. Check in terms of documentation, what is happening. Like that. You can't deny that, guys. We were not being known as this aggressive nation and all of that. I know some of the other fools are coming from the EFF and all of those things. But it's humanity. People must have access to the healthcare. If there is an issue in terms of overwhelming, we zoom into that. What is the issue? We help our nurses there and like that. And then at the end, you can look in terms of their documentation, what is happening, how to get in the country, whatever Home Affairs must do their own things, okay? But guys, you can't deny, you can't, it's very inhumane, guys. You know, I know I've got, I want to go further to say, I've got this debate with some of my guys, like, whether it can be, without being political, I will not do that when someone is pregnant or someone is dying, need of help, and is coming from Tanzania everywhere, and then I can leave a person like that. My conscience will not allow me to actually do that as a God-fearing person. Leave everything, because others, he is a Christian, loves God and everything, but you are part of the people that says that people must not get any help. Then I see some contradiction. So they must get, let's look into it. What is the problem? And we sort it out. Yazo Munye, he said to me, and with a heated debate about this thing, when someone says that I can just go and snip the neck of this foreigner. I mean, like, guys, we are not like that. Let's deal with the problem. As a public safety, anyone who's against the law, whether you're a foreigner, wherever, I arrest you. I deal with an issue. When I come to the country and you want to conduct properly according to the laws, you must be documented, because if you commit crime, I must be able to check where you are. Right. But if we are cool, if you are sick, there's time numbers in the States. Right. Okay, I went to the States there, okay, but I came in, provide visas, everything. But you get sick there, and imagine you have a headache or you are sick, and people already know you're not gonna come to the clinic. It's wrong. But that's what I'm saying, that ours, we must help them.
I'm a teacher by certificate, professional. I'm not the one who caused Zimbabwe to be poor. I'm not the one who caused Malawi to be poor. Take it, Mama. This is nonsense. Why look for a job? Why am I cleaning at your house? I sleep with this child the one night, crying. I wake up, I feed, I do my best. But now you are taking me like a stupid. You take me like a stupid. Why men Zimbabweans are cleaning your house? Ask me this nurses. Oh man, this is a South Africa child. Guys, don't do that. What must we do? There's God in heaven. Yeah. God is going to deal with you, Mama. And you too. This was cool. And you too. This is Africa. And you too. I'm standing on Africa, Mama. And you too. This is Africa. This is Africa. Africa for who? Africa. Africa. Mama, for who? I'm in Africa. What? I'm not in Asia. I'm in Africa.
Address and provide medical health care to everyone. Issues such as HIV will not be addressed, and TB, which are the most problematic issues in South Africa. So we will see an increase in that. And the issue is then we really need all governments, and specifically in the SADC region, to have a conversation about access to healthcare in South Africa, and how do we then navigate and answer that, so that we don't have vulnerable members of the community battling it out for limited resources at hospitals.
But she basically, there's a lady that's sitting there. We did ask to speak to her, Stephen. She's from Congo. She says she generally comes here to get her medication, but she did ask that she wouldn't like to speak to us on camera, citing that she's waiting for someone to come and fetch her. But she basically was trying to get medication. We also saw a lady from Zimbabwe as well, who also came here and said she was looking for bandages, and the March on March group just told her that she needs to go buy those bandages and that they won't be able.
Good afternoon, South Africans. Wow, I've come with another issue that is circulating on social media, that is happening everywhere. The issue of foreigners being denied health care. Wow. There's something I don't know that we need to discuss here. Because most of the people, if you notice, they are using emotions instead of brain. So there are facts that we need to consider first before we talk about this. Okay, point number one. Let's talk about the doctors that is in South Africa. The doctors that are in hospitals and clinics. Let's talk about the doctors that are in hospitals. Do you know that every hospital in South Africa, they've got maybe 30% of foreign doctors? Some of them are from Europe, some of them comes from other African countries. Many people, they don't know that, especially the ones that normally makes noise in the streets, and mostly those ones who are hired by PA and that Dudula, what, and all that. They are not aware of that information. Point number two. The Constitution of South Africa, Section 27, explains more about access to health care. Besides that, the people aware that there's SADC, there's EU. All those organizations are always have the constitution. They do have a constitution that talks about how African countries help each other, one another, or how do they work. So denying someone health access to health, to medication, I don't know, what does it help? Okay, let's just talk about facts of people who are in the location. Let's not talk about all the rules or the constitutions and all that. The people that you are denying organized health care, they are renting the flats, they are buying their own food, they are doing it, and most of them are paying taxes as well. They are working, they're getting pay slips, they pay taxi and all that. You deny that person health care, the same doctors are going to steal the medication, the same medication, and go and sell to those people. Because if someone get a chance can do any deal here, they are selling the same medication and to those people out there. You can tell them, go to private hospitals. Those private are white owned, and those white people, they are not even Africans. They will benefit those private organizations. They will benefit from that. That public health care, given that they are arrested, they are going to Lindela. After going to Lindela, they are getting free food, free everything, free. They don't pay rent there. And after 4 months, they are released from the jail if they are not deported. Or if they are deported the same day, they will come back. So it's a circle. So this issue of foreigners, people may think Malema is crazy, but he had a point. He said we need to document these people. And documenting them doesn't mean they will be South Africans, but they will have something that we know that these people, if there's a crime, we are able to trace them. And if we need to make a rule in South Africa, they are also involved. They cannot vote. They are not South Africans, but they have something that we can know. This person is who. But people, they were saying, hey, Malema this, Malema that. But if people, they don't do that, the people who are going to carry on doing that nonsense of saying foreigners, what, but it's not going to solve anything because it's too late. There are a lot of foreigners in South Africa. And whatever way, if be it xenophobia or what, it will never work. Remember, there was xenophobia that year. People died. But what happened? There are still a lot. So there's need of proper ways on how do you solve the issues. Because this thing of denying healthcare is not going to work. It's just a waste of time of people who are looking for votes. So those people who are blind, they think they are doing a hard work. They are wasting their time. People just want, look at Ken Kunene now. He resigned. What did Malema say about Kunene?
Rosetta Nivili Clinic, I come from yesterday, never enter. He tell us, I said, this is not a foreigners clinic. only South Africa clinic. And to do so, I come, never give me. So now, I don't know.
Where are you coming? Where is home, Mama? And what did you want to get from the clinic? Why did you go to what kind of services did you need from the clinic?
In the clinic, I come. I'm from Zambia. I come to collect my medication. Now I come to collect my medication. Never give me. I say only medication for South Africa, not foreigners. Yeah.
How have you been coping with that medication now? How has it affected you and your health?
Because I'm not feeling well in my body. I'm not feeling well. That's why I come to clinic to take my medication. Okay. Now, clinic is not allowed to give foreigners. I say foreigners, go to your country to take a medication. As my country is not here. Okay. And no money to go home for this time. I say I go to take a medication. That's why I come here to Rosette to take my medication. Never give me.
Yeah, mixe kunjani or uye chemist.
Awukhohleli wena.
Awukhohleli
mntwana.
Okay, umuntu gogo. Angisho emaphutha eMozambique angisho ani. Uthi eMozambique angisho bani umuthi. Angisho uphuzi umuthi kagogo. Uthi uphuzi umuthi kagogo. Angisho wena eMozambique bakuphi umhlonyana ophethe umkhuhlane. Mabahamba bafarana, mawabuyele.
Manje uwasathathile lona.
Hayi ayeke ngene. Akangeni
noma ngeke bathole ngani.
Nayi incwadi yakhe. Hamba mama ngeke bakathende la uforeign. Angeke bakathende. With due respect, iya ekhemesti umthengele umuthi or uyephulusonge ngiyabhatala. Angeke sikathende la.
No, athenga umhlonyana mphuzi.
Expecting today to happen.
We've been here for almost a week now. Tina sifuna South Africans athole e-service and get the full medication in their own country. We cannot cater for the whole continent. We can't do that anymore. Please.
But Mama, Department of Health iti Tina sithi wonke umuntu akathole ama services nina yini yenza ukuthi nithi abantu base South Africa kuqala.
Because we are the one who's paying tax here. So those people, are they also paying tax? Or Bama expenses way too. No, it cannot happen like that. We are tired. We are really tired.
So manje nozinizo wenza njani ke ukwenzela ukuthi lokho kungenzeke?
No, we're enforcing the laws because obviously government yethu does not care about the citizens of this country. Tina, we on the queue enforcing the laws. If you don't have any document, then we don't allow you to the clinic. We don't.
So there's just one problem though, Nozi. The documentation kuthiwa kufanele ibhekwe abantu abavumelekile shuthi ngamanye amazwi abomthetho okufuneka benze kanjalo. Akusekonani ukubreak umthetho mangabe senikwenza nina.
Abakwenzi. So we've been sitting sibona ukuthi abakwenzi. So baphi labo bantu labo, then we can assist them as the community. Bakuphi. They must come and do the job. Abeko. So that is why sibona ukuthi okay, it is isenzele because South Africans, they don't get the medication. Foreigners are full here. You'll find that there's foreigners only 2 South Africans are on the queue. Is that still acceptable?
Ake sibuzeke nje mama namhlanje specifically senibhekeni nilindele ukuthi nizoqala ngasikhatsini nenze njani.
Siqala manje nje clinic mayivulwa until bevala. We'll be here.
All right. Okay, clearly stated there, Aldrin Much on Much, just explaining that they're going to be here the full day. They're saying that they're ensuring that South Africans get medication. They feel that South Africans have not been brought first, and this is why they are saying that they're implementing these rules. This is despite what we have heard from the Department of Health, of course. But I want to bring in now the councillor. You're a councillor in this area. South Africans, Much on Much, is saying that it's representing the interest of the South Africans, but you are part of that leadership in South Africa, which requires that you also show your leadership. What are you going to do today?
All right, so thank you very much. So I have been hearing about this for the course of the week, and I've been liaising with the JMPD and the SAPS. Obviously, the concern is Section 27 of the Constitution that allows everyone a right to access primary health care. Obviously, I understand the concerns that March on March is raising. But if people are in the country undocumented and illegally, here we need to reach out to Home Affairs to come and assist us in that regard.
So, Michael, as a councillor, what are you going to do then to stop this? Because March on March is saying that they're not leaving. This is going to be the whole day, which means whoever is a citizen here, whether they are South African or non-South African, if they require health today, there might be a problem.
Yes, so I will be liaising with the SAPS and the JMPD. They were here yesterday, and then what I believe happens is they come here and then the JMPD's feedback is that everything's restored to order, then they leave and then it starts again, so they have to come back. So they've told me they'll be coming here from between 8 and 9 o'clock. But then a long-term solution is probably a stakeholder meeting that will be held early next week, just to iron out some of the concerns, because I would like to believe that March on March is genuine with their concerns, and would like to take that on board and see what long-term solution there can be.
And whilst you're talking about that stakeholder meeting, Michael, what sort of issues have you seen that are affecting perhaps the people that live in this area with regards to health? Is it true what March on March is talking about essentially?
Well, look, the clinic certainly has its challenges. A waiting time can take a while, and look, the queue is always a combination of South Africans and non-South Africans. One of the concerns the clinic has raised is sometimes people from other countries arrive at the clinic on the verge of going into labour, and then the clinic is obliged to help them for free, whereas at the hospital you have to pay. So that is some of the concerns that the clinic has raised. But in terms of primary health care, I mean, I can't in good conscience deny a pregnant woman, for example, health care, or a sick person.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. That is Michael. He is the ward councillor in this area. So, Aldrin, you've got two people that are very, very concerned about what is taking place in this clinic. From Michael's side, ensuring that Section 27 of the Constitution is monitored, whilst March on March is also saying that they are here for South Africans.
Malawi, hambe kunjani. There is a clinic down there called Ekunjani. Down there you can go and pay. Buya Malawi. Bantu bethu ayithinazi bantwana basekhaya ukuthi sinabantu base South Africa baboshiwe eZimbabwe. Ene ugovernment waseZimbabwe akasibhayi isikeleme. Usho kahle ukuthi yena akasibanana country. Then kusho ukuthi thina siyibanana country. Fanele bahambe bazothatha imithi yethu, bathatha amaphilisi wethu, bathathe yonke into yethu, bahambe babuyele emakhaya. So mabaphume. Ngicela ngiphumeni sis. Ubuya ekhaya? Akakwazi nokukhuluma. Ubuya ekhaya sis. Uphumisha ifayila ikuzo shifa lakho lephambili ene nakusasa sizobuya ngaloko lokho sizowathatha lamafayili siwadabula lamafayili sikhathela
here, but they chase us. They said they don't want foreigners to get help here. Even last week I was here. We get chased. But this thing that is happening, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Even other countries, there are foreigners, they get help from the government clinic. There is no country that they will not be foreigners, never. But we want the government to do something as soon as possible, because this is not fair. This is not fair. Government hospital is supposed to help anyone. Even other countries, other people, they get help. So we're looking for government to do something as soon as possible, because our babies are on danger. They're not getting a help, immunization. So this thing is very hard for us.
Because lapho kungena khona no khona lapho kungena khona bona laba abantu elithi bangena ngekho emthethweni bangena emaphoyiseni kunamaphoyisa kunamasotsha lapho elithi bangena khona asikuba fly emoyeni laba bantu labo seningazovimba abadala bangaka
South African no baba.
How are you? I'm alright. I'm good. Yeah, from today we only accept South Africans. You need to go to your country of origin to be attended. You don't need non-South African citizens to be seen in our hospital. If you are not a South African, then you go. Where are you from originally? Huh? Yeah? Unani? No, nano mo asile asila mangeni. Kungena ama South African. Ukuthi une asila marunani kuyele manje. Leyo nje asingeni. Mama si South African awungeni. South Africa will not be ruled from Ubuntu or the principles that will want to share our resources with other people. People have to understand that a country is being run from our constitution. As it is, we are sitting on budget 3.0 that is not even yet approved. We don't know if our healthcare system has enough funds to maintain the system. So it's not right for us to actually house the whole African continent in our hospitals. These people need to pay for their healthcare services. It's like that, and we're not going back.
I just want to find out, those people, is it the government allowed them to do so? That is the first question. If it's the government, why the government is afraid to speak loudly, clear, to inform all the foreigners from the President Ramaphosa, to tell the foreigners, we don't need you here, than to behave like a hypocrite people. Because they just come here, the babies, they are there, the elders. I just bring somebody whom I found along the way. He's blind man. I try to help him to bring him here. They don't allow that guys to enter. But they don't even write a border. The government must speak, not to be a hypocrite. The government, the president must speak from today. We don't need foreigner in our country. And then all those people, their country also, will know what to do to take their citizen back.
La sizolwa silwelize lethu uRamaphosa akalibambi indaba yezwe lethu ubamba wona ama-foreigner yiwo awaziyo ama-foreigner asiphethe ezweni lethu mele sile silwele lelizwe lethu igeneration encane yes basilala kusho ukuthi kuyamosheka sogcina vele sibuswa ama-foreigner manje mele silwe ngalamandla esisasenayo siphume siphumele ilizwe lethu elethu lelizwe salwela kungani namhlanje sizobusa abantu bona abashiya amazwe wabo nabababuyele bayofuna amaphilisi emazweni wabo lamaphilisi anele thina la awethu lamaphilisi kubhadalwa ama-taxi la bahleli kamnandi kungani bahleli kamnandi ezweni lethu wena boya ngale emakhantrini yabo ungena ngendlela e-right uphume ngendlela e-right thina la kangiphunze endleleni sicela nje ukuthi i-government yethu ibheke ngamehlo nayo khona manje baboshiwe laba baboshiwe babatshelile ukuthi akho banana la nathi kuzoba njalo ke akusekho banana.
March and March says no to illegal immigration. Today re tle mo re tlo forsa molao wa rona go o sebetse ha ba kene ka hare today and the president ya rona e leng Ramaphosa e lebetseng gore e bewe ke rona go idutsing teng re ilo idia go batla re we seng gore molao wa rona o tlo tseba go sebetsa ka gore president wa re fail president o supporta ma foreigner than rona hona jwa tsena na maponisa le maponisa rona somewhere a re fail ha re a bitsa gona re ma South African a watla mara once a thola call from ma foreigner o ma South Africa etsa gore atla amata no tšeo seng re fitlile ga kwala di gate mo re lwantshana le foreigner le commander sa buang ka lona le tshwere ID e tsofetse o re I will show you I'm going to use this ID and he's going to use it vele ka rona ka rona government ya rona ha re mamele e mamela bona ene e favor bona today re spetlele le tsia re kaofela ha ona batho ba sebetsang ho shapa moya ka mo hare ka mo
taking us to court. I didn't make it me wa bona nna ke na le ngwana le but molao wa country wa hlomphiwa molao wa country o hlomphiwe leadership yes molao wa country o hlomphiwe leadership no. Our biggest concern is that we also had members of the EFF that were there, and they made it very clear that they were there to fight for foreigners. So at this point, we are not in a position to fight with an organization like EFF. We are not interested.
However, what they need to understand is that we are going to implement the laws of this country, whether they like it or not. We are not governed from a premise of emotions, but we are guided by the Constitution as a country. So whether they agree with what we are doing or not, I never ever to shake a saying. Rona molao wa South Africa to implement. Continental elections as a country. There's a national elections for South Africans. We are not saying we don't want foreigners. We are saying foreigners must come here with a medical permit, but we're registered the private hospitals. That's why we are not at the private hospitals now making noise. We did advise the EFF leaders that were there, if they want to speak for the continent, they must so run for continental election as an organization. So right now, any organization that participate in the national election in South Africa that expects South Africans to vote for them, they must know, anyone who's voting for an organization that runs for national elections in South Africa or expect to look after South Africans, nobody else. You cannot now run for national elections and the next thing you want us to prioritize the continent as a sovereign state. It's not going to happen. So and like we're saying, Rona, we're not going to make noise or entertain nonsense.
To the EFF comrades, you can fight you can fight for your own selfish reasons, but however, you must know that South Africa is a sovereign state and it's ruled by its constitution. No one is going to go above the constitution. No one will jump the gun. We as the Patriotic Alliance will make sure that the constitution is adhered to and it's implemented, whether people likes it or not. About 4 or 5 weeks ago, there was a bus that went to Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, it had an accident and it was full of medication, specifically ARV medication. This shows that these governments, they don't take care of their people. Their people, they come to South Africa. That means these people are stealing from South Africans and South Africa. So we, as the Patriotic Alliance, we won't allow that to happen, not under our watch. Not when we are.
You take up the opportunity. Why would you come and make your fortune here in South Africa when, as you've described it, you could be making a fortune in Zimbabwe? Why are you here?
Because I'm part of the problem in Zimbabwe. My attitude of thinking that I had to come and take up the opportunity that was offered to me here,
so why don't you go
instead
home?
of mining
May
land.
I ask you that? Why do you not
I am
go
going
home?
home. But right now, I've also got family in South Africa. I've got South African children, and those South African children don't just allow me to just stand up and leave, but I do have projects that I'm taking part in Zimbabwe because I've learned that those resources are the most important thing.
If you have such faith in your country, in Zimbabwe, I would say and I would think you would get up and you would take your family and you would go and fix up the future of Zimbabwe. If you're saying there's land, if you're saying there's minerals, if you're saying there is so much wealth and opportunities for you there, you're living a contradiction.
No, I'm not living a contradiction.
You certainly are by sitting here. You're living a contradiction.
Because
people are suffering in Zimbabwe.
So why are people not
languishing
why
here?
are people not going to the Netherlands? Why are Germans not going back to Germany? Is it because their countries are bad? Is it because they're running away from problems in the UK or in the States? Why aren't Europeans going? What are you doing here?
I live here. This is my home. I'm not running away from it.
Why are you living here instead of Europe? Why did your great-grandparents come here instead of Europe?
We're not talking about grandparents. We're talking about me.
No,
we're talking about you.
You've made it sound like a Zimbabwean needs to go back to Zimbabwe to show that Zimbabwe is working. So why are Europeans not going back to Europe? Why are Asians not going back to Asia? Why are they staying in South Africa?
The context of the conversation is that you're saying that Zimbabwe is a beautiful country with great opportunities and people have run away from there to become waiters. The context is you are living here in South Africa when you could be going back and making that country work. That's the context.
You also forgot that I was asked to come here. Somebody thought my skills were important here.
I've been asked to go to other countries, but I believe in this country.
But why don't you believe in Europe?
No, I believe in South Africa.
Why don't you believe in Europe?
I believe in my country.
Why don't you believe in...
South Africa has an open border. Anyone can walk in and out as they please, and South Africans are pissed. Now, if we were smart about this, we'd do what Julius Malema suggested years ago, which is to document everyone.
The solution is let's go and document these people.
It is a cheap and cost-effective solution to stop illegal immigration. But no, Operation Dudula wasn't having it. Instead of using their brains, they chose violence. They want illegal immigrants to be punished. They want to see mass deportations, the most inefficient, expensive, and profitable option. Deportations are not free. Every time South Africa deports a foreign national, money changes hands. Every year, Home Affairs spends millions on deporting illegal immigrants. And that's when I realized deportations is serious business, a lucrative, taxpayer-funded business. You see, Home Affairs doesn't have the capacity to actually deport all undocumented immigrants. That's why they outsource the job to private contractors. So here's my advice to any aspiring millionaires out there. Forget about Bitcoin. Forget about Forex. If you really want to get rich in South Africa, register a private security company. Doesn't matter if you've never run a business before in your life. You just need a few friends at Home Affairs. Buy a couple of buses and vans. It doesn't have to be anything flashy, just roadworthy enough to move bodies from point A to point B. South Africans are obsessed with sending undocumented immigrants back to their countries. And you can give them what they want, for a fee, of course. Every trip to Zimbabwe, Malawi, or Mozambique is a paycheck for you. And trust me, the government pays well. But let's be honest, you're not fixing the problem. You're just profiting from their stupidity. Every time they post on Facebook or protest on the streets demanding mass deportations, it's free marketing. They don't even realize they're advertising for your business. Xenophobes are your unpaid marketing team. And the best part is, they will cheer you on while you rob them blind. As long as they believe that you are a patriotic South African who wants to put South Africans first. And here's what makes this business bulletproof. Deportation doesn't work, and it's not supposed to. If it worked, your business would collapse. That's the secret. These immigrants will come back. They always come back. So you get paid again and again. It's a subscription model. South Africa's taxpayer is your silent investor, too busy hating on foreigners to see where the money is going. And what do they get in return? Nothing. But who cares? The people don't want real solutions. They want to see a show. So give them what they want. Keep pretending to save the country while you quietly invoice the government. Nobody will ask you any questions. They think you're trying to help them. They don't realize that deportations don't fix anything. It just moves money from taxpayers to your pockets. So go ahead, start your business. Sell them a fantasy. South Africans think they are fighting illegal immigration. What they are really doing is funding your retirement.
It's good to see so many South Africans gathered here. Commanders, morning. Mamela, English we're saying here. South Africa, Kina Hayabo Runa. All we want is what belongs to us. We are not fighting with anyone. All we want is what belongs to us. And another thing. Wawana di border atete man again Bedrish border. Baibita Bedrish. Yeah, you're not. We must secure those borders. 100%. We must secure those. We need a government that will secure borders. How can South Africa ukeneka simulawo? This is not a banana republic. Agerele ba ukwile mani Zimbabwe batshwere batho ba rona. And then the minister said, from Zimbabwe, said this is not a banana republic. Lerona, this is not a banana. We are a country of laws and constitution. How is simula in our country? Yes. Puma. Mamela, all we want is our country back. Yes. Yeah. This country is South Africa for South Africa. South Africa for South Africa for South Africa. Both black and white. Both black and white. Thank you. Colored, Indian, Khoisan. If you are a South African, this is your country. I'm a course. All of you, this is your country. If you are a South African, this is your country. America!
Yes, my boy. Commander's morning. Commander's morning. I'm sure you've seen him on social media platforms, for TikTok, I guess. Yes. Making sure everyone understands why we are fighting. Yes. I think we don't hate them. Ne? Yes. Because of the things they do to us. Yes. So today was going to be a very successful day. Ne? But I'm glad this is a demonstration. Yes. Which South Africans are hurtful. Yes. South Africans are angry. Yes. We are on our own. We are on our own. Foreigners must leave this country. Yes. You know, we always talk about, somebody said to us, we are saying all foreigners must go. That's not true. No? We are saying all illegal foreigners must go. But now, the problem is, we have those fake documents. Yes. I need to spend in my home affairs. Yes. So we're no legal. Yeah. So who is legal? Until there's an independent audit done, then we can know who's legal and who is illegal. But my commanders, we all know we've preached this thing for 5 years. 5 years, every time spent on my mic. We said we want operations, no more talking. We want to be on the ground, no more talking. Sibuya la kula mafleta la, ama RTP, kupala maforeign. Just la, like one la. The city is doing nothing about it. Abantu abaphetha amasifo amaka 1996 basahleli now. Yet we have ezinye empty futhi lapha. And then you have your SAPS ezidlimali amakorekore la noma ningangibheka. We are untouchable. And you cannot close this mouthpiece called Operation Tutula. Not even a piece of paper. You can take us to court. You can take us everywhere you want to. But we will continue. Sir, you'll still see us here next week. We're going to irritate you until it's clear in your ears that we want them out of these houses.
Revenues.
We've heard many things about this police station in particular. People report their hijacked properties and you guys do nothing about it. People have proof. They've got case numbers and everything. You guys choose to do nothing. Rosettenville is filthy of foreigners and you guys decide not to do anything. But my commander, angifuni sikhulume kakhulu, angithi mandate yethu siyayazi. Sizobuya la. Next time you must call the army, don't call pops. Because next time we must double the number. Next time we must double the number or triple the number. Because those houses belongs to us as South Africans.
South African. You are not South African. I am. I'm a South African. How many presidents have I voted here? How many presidents? Yes.
2 day 3 day 4
Nigeria.
We therefore wish to officially ask all South African businesses, please, journalists, do not edit this. Say it the way I'm saying it, that South Africans henceforth should leave Nigeria with all their businesses. Nigerian students are not joking about it. And we are giving 7 days ultimatum for this action to be carried out.
Nigeria is home to about 120 South African companies, including telecom giant MTN, has more than...
So, we want Nigerians to go back to their country. Ghana is for us. Ghana is not for any foreigner. No Igbo man can come to this country and intimidate us. This country belongs to us. President Mahama, you came for Ghanaians. You said Ghana first. You said you came for the youth. Please take action now. Thank you.
Unite. We can't be dealing with the legal criminals that we are having in Ghana and be dealing with Nigerians to grow. So Nigerians, the government, the politicians have to do something about it. If they know that they are taking money from Nigerians, they better return it and do something about it. And the immigration.
Why are you blocking people to go inside to seek medical attention?
We are cleaning the country as Operation Tutula, as Umphakathi waseMzansi Africa. The police are on our way. I can even Mr. Mkwanazi, he's doing us right. He must teach them the manners. Illegal immigrant from Zimbabwe, they took her in. Just now, hence we were here. Instead of arresting her, they put her in. There was a bus full of medication. We are blocking here because we are hurtful as citizens of South Africa. We need to stand up and fight for our rights.
But our constitution says that everyone who is in South Africa has a right to medical attention. Why are you guys blocking? Because the constitution is clear.
The constitution is very clear, very much clear. This is our South Africa. This is our South Africa. Here in South Africa, we need the president's attention, so that he can. You cannot. If you are illegal, I cannot do that in Zimbabwe. Because they're in Zimbabwe. They said it's not a banana republic. Are we banana republic here in South Africa? So that they can take medication to go and sell them at their countries? No, it must come to an end. Hence you see the police officers do what they are doing. It's not right, because they are violating our rights. Our constitution, we've got rights to stand here and say enough is.
Why are you still standing here?
I'm very healthy. So I know, unfortunately, they won't be seeing you from today. They won't be seeing you from today.
Your time is up, it's expired.
Forever. The thing is, our hospitals and our healthcare workers cannot actually see foreign nationals from now. You guys need to go and face your governments, fix your countries, because our systems here are, are overwhelmed by you guys. And our healthcare workers are abused by you.
I don't write a letter like that because we don't want to see.
No, we don't have to write the letter. We don't have to write a letter. We are enforcing the laws of this country.
Yeah, if you don't write a letter, you are illegal. You don't, because
we are illegal. No, we are not illegal. South Africa is the constitution. Okay, we're not before. Wait, you came from wherever you came from.
You know what? This is international law. Anyone who must get help and go to hospital. You get a medication.
Okay, let me tell you. I've been to Germany. When I was there at the airport, they told me to produce a medical insurance when I was entering a foreign country. You guys, you come here to a public hospital? Never.
I had to have my papers also in Portugal.
Never.
So
You'll never do that.
Please.
Hello,
not under our watch.
My papers in Portugal.
My friend, if she's a born here, this hospital.
I'm not your friend.
If you're a friend, you don't have a friend, I don't care. But this children is.
You know what? You're asking a wrong question. You are supposed to ask that question to your government, to your country. You can never question another country's government.
I'm not in my country now.
This is Africa.
I'm not in my country now.
South Africa. Africa. This is Africa.
Are you South African?
We are still the same blood, the same color. Why are you doing this?
Go back to Nigeria.
We are not white. Am I wearing white here? I'm an African like you. Why are you doing this? We are fellow Africans.
You are forcing. You are by power, not by law.
Not by the law.
Not by law. By force.
I'm
This is Africa. Because you are using force, but you are not law. You are not coming with the law.
You know what worries me about you foreigners, right? You only know the law when you are in South Africa, but you cannot face your governments with the laws from your own
international law. This law is an international law.
It's international law.
It's a health is for everywhere.
Where?
Everywhere.
When you say everywhere, okay, can I ask you something?
In international country, any country, health problem is you
Are you going to allow me to speak or what? Are you going to allow me to speak?
You don't speak.
Are you going to allow me to speak or what?
Yes, you are posting. How do
Are you going to allow me to speak or what?
You can speak.
Okay.
You speak too much.
Let me explain this to you. Let me don't shout. We're not a choir here.
I'm not shouting.
Yeah. Let me explain to you. Maybe guys, there's something that you don't understand. South Africa is a sovereign state. A sovereign state has its own laws. We are not ruled by a universal law. You see your country and my country, they have two different constitutions. That's what you need to know. So we are enforcing the Constitution of South Africa. That was adopted in 1995. That's the constitution that we are enforcing here.
Now we can.
So the question that I have for you, gentlemen, you only know your rights when you are in South Africa. But from your countries of origin, you ran away. You did not emphasize your rights in your countries. You want to emphasize them here. Not under our watch, guys. I'm not your brother. I'm not your brother. My name is Trevor.
Even a South African citizen cannot access healthcare in South Africa also.
Don't behave like this. We are black. I'm black like you. I'm not white.
Many South Africans outside country.
But South Africans in your country, you know, they are compliant. All South Africans in your country, they are compliant.
There is many South African in outside country. It's not only me, I'm here. Only other one is here.
In my country, there's no South African. There's no South African there.
They go there legally and they are compliant. That's my argument with you.
There's no difference there. Let me tell you. Oh, we know. Home Affairs, you can buy an ID.
I'm not buying.
You South Africa, you can buy an ID.
You selling?
We know.
Are you complaining government?
Buy an ID in Home Affairs, we know.
How to sell it? You are selling the ID. You selling the ID. You are selling the ID, no? Here in South Africa, you are selling the ID. Oh, that means you are selling ID on the street. Who is selling?
We know that you buy IDs. We know.
Which officer is selling the ID?
You know them because they sell it to you.
You know. Oh, you are South Africa is selling the ID, no?
No, they sell it to Ethiopians. We know.
Oh.
Ethiopians and Zimbabweans buy IDs. We know.
Why you don't?
That's an open secret that everybody knows.
Why you don't?
Open secret that everybody knows.
Why you don't fix that law if you know where they are selling?
That's why we do it. We take our country back.
That's why we are taking charge. We are fixing that.
Oh, you are fixing your law here.
That's what we are fixing.
You are fixing your law here.
Yes.
Oh, you are fixing here. In the gate. That is the law.
It's catered for us.
That is the law.
Yeah, it's the law.
You fail to face your government. You know your rights when you are even against the law. You fail to. You know what? The problem is that you ran away from your problems. You don't want to face your problems. That's your problem. You run away from your problems.
Now you are facing.
Go face your government.
Now you are facing. Now you are facing
your government.
Now you are facing.
Who? Yes, we are facing. You see what we are doing. We are going to get a reaction from our government.
Now you are facing.
Arrogance in our own country want to tell us.
You are facing with the law, with the government.
Musina Hospital now, and go to the labor ward, and I'm challenging you to do so. You'll find that 70% of the women who are delivering there are from Zimbabwe. Nobody stops them. And when we are going to look for border guards, and when we say we arrest people, we are not arresting them for coming to South Africa. We are saying they must come officially, Tembegile. I want to emphasize that. All we are saying is don't jump the border, don't go to the borderline, come to the border gate where you come in officially. especially that people in SADC, Tembekile, they don't need a visa to come to South Africa. All you need is a passport. Surely that cannot be demanding too much. If you say when you are coming to South Africa, either to look for a job or for medical care or even to buy food, come with your passport. So let's register you at the border. Let's record who came in and let's record who comes out. Surely that can be asking for too much.